down to 3 pairs. Well done, everybody. We made it through round 1 unscathed. Best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 today is the periodic table. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many chemical elements with 3 or more different vowels in their names. Gabby.
We're looking for the name of any chemical element on the periodic table as of May 2023 whose name has 3 or more different vowels in it. By vowel, we mean any of the letters A, E, I, O, U. At least 3 of those 5 letters must appear in the element's name for it to be included here.
Thank you very much indeed. Rebecca.
Hello.
Now, yes, chemical elements.
Yes, I'm going to go for vanadium.
Vanadium, says Rebecca. Let's see how many of our 100 said that. Vanadium is right. How far down the column is this going to go? It goes all the way. Very well done indeed, Rebecca. Let's hope that's the first of plenty in this round. That's a pointless answer. And it adds £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to £1,250. It scores you nothing and gets us off to a cracking start. Well done.
What a way to start. Vanadium contains 2 A's, 1 I and 1 U. Vanadium steel alloys are very tough. It was used in body armour in the First World War and in the Ford Model T car.
Who knew?
I didn't.
I didn't know either.
No.
We
do now.
Yes. Sandra.
Hi.
What are you going to go for?
I think dysprosium.
Dysprosium. Dysprosium, says Sandra. Let's see how many of our 100 said that. Dysprosium is right. Well, so far, we only have 1 score and it's pointless. And there's another one as well. Ah! What music to my ears. Dysprosium is also a pointless answer. It adds another £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to £1,500. It scores you nothing and continues to be fantastic.
It's a silvery metallic element and it's used in control rods for nuclear reactors.
Oh, very important.
Yeah.
There you
go.
Thank you, Dysprosium. There we are. Now, Mike, gosh, the pressure builds.
No pressure. No
the pressure builds. Imagine being the person who scores 1. What are you going to go for?
I'm going to go for one of your favourites, Alexander, which is protactinium.
Protactinium. Ah, I can't even say it without smiling. Let's see how many of our 100 people said protactinium. It's right. Well, our high score is nothing, our low score is nothing. And there's another pointless answer. Very well done indeed. That adds another £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to £1,750. Scores you nothing and is marvellous.
Wow. Protactinium is a silvery radioactive metal.
Excellent.
You knew that already.
I did. Oh, I collect facts about protactinium. I love it so much. Thank you very much indeed. We're halfway through the round. I can't remember when this has happened before. It must have happened, I suppose, but not in my memory. Anyway, we're going to just recap the scores. There's only 1 and it's nothing. Well done, everybody. So, yes, we're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? So, we are looking for chemical elements with 3 or more different vowels in their names. Sharif, you're on nothing.
Yeah, I hate to break the chain, but I don't think this is going to be a pointless one.
Do you know what? Thank goodness. Someone's going to have to. Otherwise, we just have to keep going until someone scores
Is it like a
points.
penalty shootout?
It is. It's going to be like it would be. What are you going to go for, Sharif?
I'm going to go for strontium.
Strontium. Well, there's no red line for you because you are joint high and low scorers. Let's see where we end up with strontium. Strontium is right. Oh, no! That hasn't broken the chain. There we are. Strontium scores nothing. It's another pointless answer. Adds another £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to £2,000. Scores you nothing, leaves your total at nothing. Phew! Piling the pressure on Martin there.
Strontium is named after the Scottish village of Strontian, where it was discovered in the ores of the lead mines.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, Martin, Martin, I'm now actually quite keen on somebody scoring some points. Martin, this is terrific. I mean, I have a feeling we're sailing into pointless annals here. This is just absolutely marvellous. What are you going to go for?
Really hope I don't break the train again. We're going for neodymium.
Neodymium, says Martin. Shall we see how many of our 100 people said neodymium? Neodymium is right. It's another pointless answer. OK. Right. Neodymium, absolutely right. Being pointless, it adds another £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to £2,250. Scores you nothing, leaves your total at nothing. Well done.
Wow. It's used to make powerful magnets that are used in loudspeakers, and it means they can be made smaller and more efficient. Those tiny speakers that
Brilliant,
are
yes.
just incredible.
There we are. Brilliant. Now then, Aidan. Blimey, talk about pressure.
It's all down to me now.
It's all down to you.
I'm going to go for ytterbium.
Ytterbium. Ytterbium, says Aidan. Let's see how many of our 100 people said ytterbium. There's no red line for you for etc. Ytterbium is right. It's another pointless answer. Very well done indeed. And being a pointless answer, it adds £250 to our jackpot, taking the total up to £2,500. Scores you nothing, leaves your total at nothing.
Ytterbium, yes, it's a soft, silvery metal, and we are now in uncharted territory, I believe. This has never happened before.
Absolutely right. As Gabby has mentioned, this has never happened before. You will all feature in this episode of Pointless as it gets carved into the annals of Pointless. You will live forever for having been in this famous round where no points were scored. As all the scores are tied, we have no high scorers, no low scorers. So I'm going to take an answer from each of the three pairs. You can confer for this, and I'm going to start with the pair nearest the column. Aidan and Rebecca, what would you like to go for?
I think we'd like to go for Rutherfordium.
Rutherfordium, say Aidan and Rebecca. Martin and Sandra, I'm going to take yours.
We're going to go for technetium.
Technetium. And finally?
We'll go for astatine.
Astatine. In the order they were given, Rutherfordium for Aidan and Rebecca. Rutherfordium. How many of our 100 said that? Rutherfordium is right. That's a pointless answer. It's a pointless answer. Being a pointless answer, it adds £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to £2,750. It scores you nothing, leaves your total at nothing. Martin and Sandra, meanwhile, have gone for technetium. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. Technetium is right. Down it goes. It's going to be noticed. I can't believe it. It's another pointless answer. Being a pointless answer, it adds £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to £3,000. OK, we are just soaring on into completely uncharted pointless territory here. Finally, we have Sharif and Mike and astatine. Let's see how many of our 100 people said astatine. Astatine is right. Is it really? No, it is. I can't believe it. It's another pointless answer. Very well done indeed. Being a pointless answer, it adds another £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to £3,250. Scores you nothing. We are left with a tie situation. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask the tied pairs to come up with another answer each, beginning with the pair nearest the column.
We're going to go for Darmstadtium.
Darmstadtium. Martin and Sandra?
Einsteinium.
Einsteinium. And Sharif and Mike?
Moscovium.
Moscovium. But we start with Aidan and Rebecca with Darmstadtium. Let's see how many of our 100 said that. Darmstadtium is right. It's another pointless answer. Being another pointless answer, it adds, etc., £250. There we are. Taking the total up to £3,500 leaves you on nothing. Martin and Sandra have gone for Einsteinium. Let's see how many of our 100 said Einsteinium. Einsteinium is right. Down it goes. One for Einsteinium. One for Einsteinium. So Sharif and Mike, you have gone for Moscovium. You get a red line at the bottom of the column there. Let's see how many of our 100 said Moscovium. Moscovium is absolutely right. And that is another pointless answer. Very well done indeed. And a pointless answer, of course, adds £250 to today's jackpot and takes the total up to £3,750. Leaves you on nothing. There we are. Well, my goodness.
How
Gabby.
incredible. I mean, just to sit here and witness that is a thing to behold, isn't it? I think television history.
It really is.
I was witnessing there. That was absolutely incredible. There were over 50 pointless answers.
Weren't there, though?
I think we exhausted most of them. Normally, we'd look at some of the pointless answers, but do you know what? As we've had 11 already, should we move on to the next question?
I think we could do that. Thank you very much indeed, Gabby. That brings us to the end of our second round. And sadly, it means we have to say goodbye to our high scorers. Goodness me, what were you thinking, Martin and Sandra? With a score of 1 after, I don't know how many times we've been up and down the line, but that is just brilliant. Thank you so much for being a part of that. You've made Pointless history. It's really, really good fun. And you've added tons to the jackpot. Can't wait to see you in the next show, and you can come back and play for it if it's still there. But thank you so much for playing, Martin and Sandra. Brilliant. For the remaining 2 pairs, though, it's now time for the head-to-head.